Welcome to Pastor's Chat today. Well, it's obvious as you study the New Testament, God didn't save us to sit and just soak in the blessings of knowing our sins are forgiven. We're on our way to heaven. We have an eternal home. We have the peace and presence of God in our lives. God just didn't save us to sit, enjoy, and experience His blessings. God called us to serve. He saved us to serve Him. And that's what we see in the little book of 3 John. We see this man named Gaius who not only had a soul that prospers, not only had a good testimony and witness from the church in which he communicated with, he actually worshiped with, but he had a great heart to serve the Lord. He had a great ministry. And we're going to see today 3 motivations for ministry, but we're going to see in this man named Gaius that he opened up his heart, he opened up his hands, and he opened up his home. So you'll see this man who loves the Lord, who loves others, who has this testimony, and it so touched the Apostle John that he writes this personal letter to Gaius. Remember, 1 John, little children, fathers, 2 John, the elect lady, but now he mentions this man, this individual by the name of Gaius. You know, I thought all the years I have preached messages on different people in the Bible, and I love preaching on individuals in the Bible, and that's the way I felt like I learned actually the contents of the Bible is studying the people of the Bible, Adam and Noah, David and Moses, and you study the Old Testament characters, the New Testament characters, Peter, Paul, and John, and James, and all these Luke, all these men. You study people. I have never did a study and taught a lesson or preached a message on Gaius. So I'm enjoying taking the time on Pastor's Chat to remind us and to learn about this Gaius who has this wonderful soul that prospers, has a witness amongst the believers and the lost world around him, and he also has a heart to serve, and he has hands that are open and a home to be hospitable. Now in 2 John, I remember that John was writing to the elect lady, and he warned her about people that she would let come into her home or into her household. He said, don't let them come in. Now in 3 John, he's saying, hey, be hospitable, and we're going to see that because he says in verse 5, beloved, and he's talking to Gaius, beloved Gaius, you do faithfully whatever you do for the brethren and for strangers who have borne witness of your love before the church. If you send them forward on their journey in a manner worthy of God, you will do well, because they went forth for His name's sake, taking nothing from the Gentiles. We therefore ought to receive such, that we may become fellow workers for the truth. Boy, every time I'm reading through this book, I'm seeing that everything that happens is connected to truth. He walk in the truth, you're connected to the truth, you love in the truth, and now he's saying that even as you have fellowship with others, it's in the truth. As you entertain strangers who are living for Christ and you want to encourage them in their walk for God, it's in the truth. And we're going to see that at the end of the book, even with Demetrius. Now, here I think it's good to point out that Gaius had a heart for ministry, and he had 3 motivations, I'm convinced, for ministry. Ministry, number 1, honors God. Honors God. When we have hospitality and we have a heart to help others along the way in the Christian experience, it honors God. It shows truly that we love one another. Secondly, we see that it is a witness to the lost, and that's what he says. You do it in a manner worthy of God, and you do well. And it says you went forth for His name's sake, taking nothing from the Gentiles. The Gentiles were the lost world at that point. That's a word that would be used. So the lost see this witness. It brings them to know who the true and the living God is. And then you see third here that it's an act of obedience. You do well. You're being obedient. We're motivated because we want to be obedient. Jesus said, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. So I pray that God will help us to learn from this man named Gaius that we hear so little about. I've never heard a message on Gaius. As we've shared this and talk about him, boy, I've been encouraged to be someone who loves the Lord, who shares our faith, who has a soul that prospers, connected to truth, connected to the Word, and walking in His Word. And I trust you are too. Well, thanks for being a part of Pastor's Chat today. God bless, and you have a wonderful, wonderful day.